Welcome back, everyone. Welcome, Capricorn. We're here with your bi-weekly messages. My name is Emily Gear. I am a multidimensional channel and transformative energy healer. If you find, after listening to this message, that you would like to do a private session with me, whether it be for energy healing, reading, or akashic records work, or really anything that I do, you can schedule that on my website at IamEmilyGear.com. I want to mention that a thunderstorm has just passed through here, so the light is all crazy. It's actually the sun suddenly coming out, so maybe we're good, but we may still hear some thunder. I apologize for that. I also have 4 very unhappy dogs who are not appreciating the thunder. So I apologize for any whining, barking, pacing, any of those things. So I'm already shuffling the cards for you, Capricorn. And we're going to look at the energies of the next 2 weeks from whenever you see this recording. Just going to ask Source for messages for the next 2 weeks, please, for Capricorn. Okay. So the first card out here is this Ace of Wands, which I love. This really seems to kind of represent a lot of the energy that I'm picking up for everyone right now. And this is really about, obviously, a new beginning. If you watch tarot readings, you know that the aces are new beginnings. But this one is very much, I almost am getting it as like a new outlook on your life. A sort of rekindled passion for life. It could be a new passionate sort of relationship. It could be a new creative project, but more than anything, I'm feeling it like you stop waking up every day with dread. You know what I mean? Like, or you really, maybe to put it in more positive terms, is you wake up every day kind of ready to karate chop the door in. You have new meaning to your life. Something positive has happened, whether it comes from the shifting of your belief systems. There has been so much of that going on for everyone in any sign, where you just kind of, the things that were holding you back before, like let's say this somehow this like underlying belief that work is all there is to our lives, right? That's one that I'm guilty of, so I bring that up. Or let's say that I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to have a good relationship or be successful at my job or any of those things. Those are definitely beliefs that a lot of us hold, especially those of us who are on the earth or the water spectrum. I'm on both, so I love to hold those kinds of beliefs. Love in a very ironic sense, or sarcastic sense, I should say. My point is that I think that some of you who have been beating yourself up for different things throughout your lifetimes, or even throughout the last few years, some of that you're allowing yourself to release. Allowing is the key word there. It's something that you have been potentially holding on to, not realizing that you were not letting it leave because it was such a part of your everyday mindset that you didn't realize that you had a choice. Well, you do have a choice. And so in the next 2 weeks, releasing some of that stuff, you should definitely watch the new moon in Virgo video, because we did talk a little bit about releasing those kinds of beliefs, those things that are maybe nitpicking our existence to death, and changing our habitual thoughts, shifting it to a different perspective. Okay, I feel like that's the doorway, that's a gateway, that's what allows this Ace of Wands. That's what allows this new beginning. So whether this new beginning is literally within a person, because in the past you believed it wasn't possible that things could work out, or, that you would be able to start a new relationship with somebody, so great, or whatever it was, or whether this is about a job or a creative project, or simply just the way that you wake up and see the world. There is this new beginning, and it makes sense. We have the new moon. It's actually today, which is August 30th, but you could be watching this at any time. So I do think that within the next 2 weeks, the changes that are kind of coming in at this new moon are really taking root. Next, we have the Four of Cups coming up. So I feel like this is coming to me, all of these actually, and the next card that came out is the Chariot. We'll just jump ahead to that so you can see what we're talking about here. So we've got this Ace, right? Now we've got the Four of Cups, where I feel like this person or you may be starting to kind of evaluate the options. And you see that one is clearly better than the rest, because the rest are sort of those old patterns, the old way of seeing things. And you're starting to see that there's something better. There's a different way to do this. There's a different way to be. There's a different way to wake up and start the day. Maybe there's a different relationship. Maybe there's a different job or career choice. Maybe there's a different pathway for your artwork or your writing or whatever. But for many of you, this is coming down. This feels right now it feels very internal for a lot of you. So I do think that this comes down to like the way that you're thinking about whatever is happening in your life. It's the emotions that you're assigning to the things that are taking place in your life. And you're changing the emotions that you're assigning to different things. So whereas you might have reacted to a certain situation with stress, with anxiety, with desperation even, I feel like a lot of you are seeing there's a better way, right? And something about the energies of this time are supporting the new beginning and getting there quickly. I just heard the words hold your horses. So I think that there might be a little fear about stepping into this new way of being. It's almost like guilt and fear. Like you're afraid that you might be being too YOLO about everything, right? When in fact you really needed to sort of break out of these old patterns for a long time. So don't hold your horses. Do the opposite. Do the Chariot, which is moving forward with determination very quickly. And this is the new start that provides the space for more things to start coming in, new things to start coming in your life. Because I do feel like, well, obviously with that Ace of Wands there are new things coming in for you, and they're very positive. They get you pumped up or really like excited for, oh yeah, here you go. Nine of Cups just came out, the Wish card, the wishes fulfilled. So I do think that these beginnings are things that you've been trying to manifest for some time. And you have wanted to manifest for some time. So for some of you, this absolutely is going to be relationship stuff. It might be steps toward the relationship stuff too. I want to put that out there, because just because, your divine complement doesn't, come running toward you in the next 2 weeks doesn't mean you didn't take significant steps toward making that possible, because we know that those processes are can be long and laborious. I mean, I don't want to put negative words to it, but for the most part, it is an internal process, and so it can take some time is what I'm saying. So even if you don't see that stuff externally, there's a lot of stuff happening on the internal realm, which is bringing you closer to this Nine of Cups energy. Some of you also are taking, I'm hearing taking very deliberate steps toward some sort of dream, whether this be a dream business or a dream home or dream house. Definitely seeing like a new house, dream vacation, that kind of thing. Things that are physical and they are part of our desired manifestations in the physical world. Okay. So I feel like that makes some sense for Virgo season. Very physical things can be manifested in this time. And you're doing that. But the critical first step is, if you listen to that New Moon in Virgo video, has to do with those limiting beliefs. What do we have here? We have the Emperor, and we have the Two of Coins. Okay, what's this message? That's interesting. The first message I'm getting has something to do with you needing to look at the way that you are then running forward. You know, how are you executing your mission, your dream? Are you primarily doing the doing, right? Actually building? Or are you primarily planning, writing, educating, communicating? This to me feels like a physical versus a mental burden about, I don't want to say burden, it's not really a burden, but the word came out, so maybe it's significant for some of you. Physical versus the mental work that it takes to put something like what you're imagining into action. And I'm feeling like some of you are very much doers, but not the planners. And some of you are really planners, but you really don't like the physical doing. And there may be some of a balancing that becomes necessary at this time in order to move forward, right? I mean, the Chariot can also kind of be balanced, because here we have the black and the white horse. Here we have the writing, and then on the other side we have what came to me, looked intuitively like tools, but I know it is one of those, I forget what they're called, those Roman ceremonial weapons. I forget what they're called right now. So all of these things suggest a balancing. And there's a lot of headway you can make toward this dream, toward this project, toward this relationship, but it is going to mean that you're going to have to look at all sides, all aspects. You're going to have to say to yourself, all right, where am I way too much of my masculine energy and trying to take control, and where do I need to surrender and sit back, okay, in your feminine energy? Or where am I not planning enough and doing too much on the fly? Or where am I being too cerebral and not actually taking any action? Do you see like the two different aspects of things? And so bringing yourself into balance in all those ways, whatever way really is resonating with you, is going to bring you a lot of success in reaching this Nine of Cups dream, goal, wish being fulfilled. I've got the Judgment with the High Priestess here. And this is coming to me like the need for a change. This is coming to me like, you know, internally something is not right. Something is off. And I think that what's helping to pull you out of it is having this important goal set ahead of you, right? This thing that you're praying for or wishing to manifest. You've got the power to manifest it coming in through the universe at this time. It's a need to understand what within you needs to change in order to bring it about. All right. It could be something that's very, very mundane, like what within me needs to change so that I can afford to finance this car. Let's say that. Or or it can be, you know, more universal. What within me needs to change so that I can manifest my internal union and therefore external union. And this is a time that those things are, and the answer here is balance, clearly, with these cards here. But I think that you know that it's off. You've known it for a while. And so this is nothing new to you. But the fact that you're going to be able to start achieving that and then moving forward may be new to you, okay? I just feel a lot of potential progress in the physical world. I think that new moon reading had something to do with divine alignment with the divine, and that is going to be part of your balancing process. Death, a really profound transformation. There's a good chance that you are completely transforming the way that you approach the world, because you are starting to see how you were unbalanced in the past and how that was hindering you, holding you back, hurting your goals, and that is the reason why you weren't getting there before. You're learning to simplify. Okay, Death with the Six of Cups. You're going to be discarding some of the excess, and excess can be anything, some of the excess in order to simplify. And it's that simplification that brings you into an appropriate balance, or at least opens a door to it, or leads the way to it. There's a feeling of its simplicity, and it is innocence, and it is joy, like those kinds of feelings, the feelings we associate with being a child or childhood, not necessarily our own personal childhoods, because maybe some of those weren't so great, but the archetypal child, that's the way that we, I want to say need to, but are beginning to approach life. It may be that you either are or need to continue to relax into the divine feminine and allowing things to be as simple as possible. And this is you noticing how overcomplicated your life may have become, and that this real review and balance is necessary. It doesn't have to be so complicated. It doesn't have to be so overthought or overdone, overmanaged even. Maybe some of you are like micromanaging something. It doesn't have to be that. You can delegate, you can release, relax, you can surrender. There's no need to be in control all the time or attempt to be in control all the time. There's an innocent trust that comes through with the Six of Cups. And that's the feeling. But it's definitely a transformation for you to get there. But what happens when you get there is this stuff. This new energy, this new way of meeting the day in order to bring in this wish fulfillment energy. I'm going to ask for some final thoughts, please, for Capricorn. The Star, of course. The Star. I'm just hearing surrender everything up to the divine. Surrender all of it. Release control of all of it. That provides healing on a deep level because you are surrendering into the trust of the universe. And so much of our wounding comes through the deep distrust in ourselves, our universe, each other. We allow the wounding to take place through our fear and distrust. This is trust. This is a profound regeneration of our energy and belief in who we are, and understanding of who we are and who source is. And that it's safe to surrender our worries, cares, fears up to source, up to the universe, whatever works for you. And honestly, it's all true. You know, whether you're talking about God or you're talking about source or universe or spirit, it's all valid, all accurate. This is a deep, deep surrender into trust right now. It's a weird reading of this card, I'll admit, any of you who know tarot, but that is how it's coming through to me. You're just, it's like pouring out your concerns, your fears, and just offering it up. She's completely naked. You have to be somewhat trusting in order to be standing out in the wild in a watering hole completely naked. That's where predators get you, right? When you're going to the watering hole. But predators aren't going to get her or you because you have surrendered all of your fears up to the divine. Jesus, take the wheel, or whatever. I'm not making fun of anyone. I just love that phrase. I cannot with it. I love that phrase. There's a meme that's like, Jesus, take the wheel, but a wheel fell off a car, and the meme's like, but not that wheel. Anyway, I'm sorry. I digress. And then I tell the joke wrong, and it's ridiculous. Okay, guys, I'm going to end it there because now I'm rambling. But I do want you to just remember, out of everything I've said for these 2 weeks, to trust and to know that your new beginning is right here. But it just takes for you to surrender all that need to control and all of those old mental habits or energetic habits. I believe most of them are mental because they are rooted in our belief systems, okay? So you're going to be okay. I appreciate you being here. If you would like me to look into your private situation or your personal situation in a private reading, you can schedule that on my website, which is IamEmilyGear.com. And until then, or until 2 weeks from now, I hope you have an awesome Virgo season, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.